bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasannidhanam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om
Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Humble obeisance at the sacred lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, the living incarnation of Paramashiva, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyanandam, and a warm welcome to each and every one of you who've gathered from all over the world for today's Nithyananda Satsang, the everyday morning discourse by Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the living incarnation of Paramashiva. And today we are going to continue yesterday's topic, which was the lifestyle, the Charya Pada, the lifestyle which can give you the superconscious breakthrough. And today, of course, we are on our 7th day of the Paramashivoham Level 2 program, the ongoing marathon 16-hour a day, 16-day program directly with Bhagwan, gathered from all over the world. People are undergoing amazing experiences and experiencing breakthroughs in their physical, mental, emotional, spiritual levels, and in the level of their very being, their very will about who they are is undergoing a radical transformation. The very being of Paramashiva is being installed in hundreds and thousands of people around the globe. And today we are on the 7th day of this breakthrough program. Yesterday, Bhagwan manifested the energy of Ashtashta Bhairava and gave the breakthrough powerful cognitions and initiations to go beyond the very gender identification that each one of us carries, which we need to break through to have the superconscious experience in our life, because it is the most fundamental identity which we carry, our gender. And only a person who's living beyond gender, who can be none other than the incarnations, can give us that breakthrough. And that very powerful process happened yesterday. And today we are poised to enter into the 7th day of the Paramashivam Level 2 program. And today's topic for Paramashivam Level 2 is Parashakti, the Divine Cosmic Mother herself. And today's topic in this pre-satsang segment is continuation from yesterday, the lifestyle to have the superconscious breakthrough. The lifestyle followed by the great incarnations when they land on the planet is the lifestyle we need to watch so attentively and simulate. Just watching them, what they do, is the need for humanity at that moment, which is why they do what they do. So just following it is the simplest intelligence, and it will give you the most profound results. It will fulfill the purpose of your very birth, because they do what they do to fulfill the purpose of your birth, which is you having the superconscious breakthrough. Their mission is very clear, to give you the superconscious breakthrough, and therefore every bit of them is aligned to what you need for that, and therefore watching that, imbibing from that, and making it an integral part of your life is the simplest intelligence in order to fulfill the avataric mission in our life, which is living in oneness with Paramashiva, the superconscious breakthrough. So today, while we're on this very, very exciting and significant subject of lifestyle of the avatar of Bhagavan, let us move into the session without further delay. First invite Maniti Sadashiva Priyananda, our own sannyasi, and part of the autobiography of the avatar team, to share with us about the lifestyle of the avatar. We all know the hometown of the avatar is Tiruvannamalai, the spiritual nerve center of the entire universe, Paramashiva's own land. And it is here that Bhagavan spent his childhood, and his lifestyle is known to the entire town of Tiruvannamalai. And his lifestyle is what he's teaching to humanity today as the breakthrough lifestyle for superconsciousness. Yes, Nithyananda.
Nithyananda, thank you. And thank you for this opportunity to be able to share the aspects, the divine aspects of the life of the avatar, the incarnation of Paramashiva himself. The aspects that we are going in today are his very items, the very archival items, the things which he actually used, the deities which he worshipped, the puja items which he used for his divine worship, the different types of notebooks, diaries, the alankaram items, the puja items, all of these things which he touched, and he infused his energy. The avatar, His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam, has literally manifested Paramashiva to the point where it is just oozing out from him, that any of the items that he used, any of the different things which he used, all of it just radiates that divine fragrance and that divine energy. I would request the NTV team to show a series of pictures that I have just collected for the presentation today, in order to show you all the divine items, the sacred artifacts which we have been able to collect from Swamiji's life, His Divine Holiness Swamiji's life, of the different items which he used. And these items will be worshipped for thousands and thousands of years to come, just as the jewelry which Devi Meenakshi had worn is still worshipped and still revered in the Madurai Meenakshi temple. these items will be like the Pushpa Samadhi of His Divine Holiness, and it will be the items which leave behind, which have that scent of Him, which are literally His own being and His own energy. These items will be worshipped in His temple and remembered for thousands of years to come. Now, not only this, these items remind us of how His hard work and sincerity, extreme sincerity, has built what us sannyasis, we sannyasis, Sri Kailasa, and the 2 billion Hindus on planet Earth are able to enjoy today as the enlightened lifestyle with which Sri Kailasa is representing, which Sri Kailasa is reviving, which Swamiji himself is reviving. In essence, these items show us the lifestyle which he has brought down, which he has revived from the Vedic civilization, which all of these items represent. They are what Swamiji continuously has worked for and has completely made into an industry, made into a huge university, made into a nation today. So as you can see in this first slide, which is there, it started with the carving of the divine Parashakti deity. And for all the Paramashivoham participants and for anyone who is participating in Paramashivoham today, you know that today is the theme of today is Parashakti. Swamiji had the divine darshan, where Parashakti herself manifested in a darshan where he could see her divine form, and then he manifested that Shakti, that divine darshan, into this deity which you can see. In the next slides, you'll be able to see also the other deities which Swamiji himself poured his energy into and carved. All of these items are the deities, puja items, which Swamiji himself worshipped. And now, Swamiji, His Divine Holiness, has made this what he used as a child, has completely intensified his action. The energy of Paramashiva intensified in order to serve the world, in order to serve millions of people. As you can see, this Nithyananda Sacred Arts University is established in order for all of us, millions of us, to be able to experience and to be able to live the lifestyle, the enlightened lifestyle, which is, of course, based in temple, based in deities. That is why Swamiji manufactures deities, has stone deities made, has the metal casting deities made, has so many deities made, just as he lived as a child and he made for himself, he is now making for the whole world to live as a lifestyle today. As you can see, these are all the Panchaloka deities which Swamiji is now manufacturing, now making and collecting in a very, very high speed, in high intensity. Another aspect of the Nithyananda Sacred Arts University and the lifestyle which Swamiji is reviving is doing the alankaram, the sacred worship to the deities. These are a few of the items which Swamiji had used as a child to be able to do the divine alankaram, the divine decoration to his own deities, which you just saw. These are the Rudraksha, which he himself used to decorate himself and to also as to use for japa, or the continuous chanting of sacred chants in Sanskrit. Now today, Swamiji has collected the largest ever Rudraksha collection with over 50 tons of Rudraksha in our Sacred Arts University campus in Adi Kailash in Birdi, Bengaluru, in India. these Rudrakshas are now used for Alankaram, the sacred decoration for deities, and also for all of us Adinavasis, all the Sri Kailasa Vasis, to be able to wear and use for japa, just like Swamiji did himself as a child. Now what you are seeing is the different puja items which Swamiji has collected for our own daily puja. The daily puja is a very, very important aspect of the lifestyle, which in Agama is dictated and told, prescribed for the ultimate way, the Uttamottama lifestyle of living enlightenment and being in oneness with Paramashiva. So these items is what he has created for, these items are what he has created for all of us to be able to experience and work and have that experience of oneness with Paramashiva through puja. Another aspect is the Jnanalaya. What started out as the first book which Swamiji has ever written, these, the puja paddhati which Swamiji wrote as a mere 17-year-old, which was so detailed in his writing, is now today the Nithyananda Publications Department of the Sri Kailasa nation. And what he collected, the Upanishad and the palm leaf manuscripts, which he first got from his guru, Isakki Swamigal, is now today the largest national archives, which is presiding in Sri Kailasa, the largest collection of Hindu archives, Hindu books, scriptures, and so forth, which Swamiji has collected already in physical and also in digital means, and is making available for all of us to learn, and in this way reviving Sri Kailasa. These are all some of the aspects of the way Swamiji has completely reproduced the lifestyle which he had just now. This is the exact, I just wanted to explain, this is the exact puja paddhati manual, the procedural manual which Swamiji, His Divine Holiness Swamiji himself poured his life into and made. Just from this manual which you see, the way that he cut out the mudras, the way that he used different colors in order to indicate the different translations, the different aspects of a manual, it shows the extreme sincerity which His Divine Holiness Swamiji has demonstrated for all of us, and demonstrated as a way of living for all of us. And the fact of the matter is that it's not only his lifestyle, and it's not only his own items and artifacts and his own words which can demonstrate his extreme sincerity and his ultimate lifestyle of the enlightened lifestyle. It's not only just his words and these artifacts from his life which demonstrate that truth, but also thousands of eyewitness testimonies of not only of us privileged sannyasis who are able to live with His Divine Holiness Swamiji for a blessed few years and be able to have his darshan and be able to continuously be able to imbibe his teachings, but also the eyewitnesses from his life, the different people who have come forward even when Swamiji was at a very young age, 4 or 5 different family members, relatives, people who were also from the town of the sacred town of Tiruvannamalai. All of these people are testament to the fact of Swamiji's divine lifestyle, of his divine interactions with people, which just inspired them to start living an enlightened lifestyle. So now, Ma Bhaktika Swami, going back to you and how we can now we can see the eyewitnesses of how His Divine Holiness Swamiji practiced and taught the enlightened lifestyle of Paramashiva, of how it is written in our Hindu scriptures, and how he taught that at a very young age, even at a very young age, and inspired so many to live like that at even from the very, very beginning.
Thank you, Ma. Yes, we're now going to see the Charya Pada. We're just going to see glimpses of the Charya Pada, which is the lifestyle of Bhagwan, as observed by a few eyewitnesses. There are so many eyewitnesses during the different phases of Bhagwan's life. When he assumed the human form in Tiruvannamalai, the first batch of eyewitnesses were formed when he was a toddler and when he grew up. And as he grew up at home and school and the temple, which is where he was almost there 24 hours a day, minus the few hours he used to come back home to sleep. And it is well known in Tiruvannamalai that he hardly went to school because he was so busy in the temple, Arunachaleshwara temple in Tiruvannamalai. And we have eyewitnesses from all of these phases of Bhagwan's life. And even when he went to fulfill his 3 years of his parents' responsibility, who put him in the polytechnic, and all his gurus who actually told him to undergo those 3 years, fulfilling his parents' responsibility, so that he does the 3 years of diploma in mechanical engineering. And they said, pick up the English language through those 3 years, because you have a lot to do with it once the mission starts. And today we know the very Paramashiva Jnana and Vijnana is being told for the first time in English in all of its original authenticity by Paramashiva himself in the form of Bhagwan. And so we have eyewitnesses from the Polytechnic age, and we have eyewitnesses from Ramakrishna Math, where Swamiji spent 4 austere years as a brahmachari. And so we have eyewitnesses from all of these phases of Bhagwan's life. They are all saying the same thing. The lifestyle never changed. The lifestyle was the same from day one, whether it is his aunt, who is his father's brother's wife, Shivabhushanam Ammal, who saw him from the day he was born, whether it is her or whether it is the Ramakrishna Math Brahmachari who was with him just before he set out to wandering in the Himalayas in 1999. Whoever it may be, you will understand from these sharings, the thread is the same. And that shows us the consistency of the avataric mission from day one, and whatever we are seeing today as Bhagwan's lifestyle and whatever he's teaching to the whole of humanity as the lifestyle for superconscious breakthrough, he has followed from day one. Let us watch these eyewitnesses. Let's listen to them very deeply. Every word they say is too precious, because it will help us go deeper and deeper into who Bhagwan is, and to help us understand the seriousness of the entire avataric mission, and to help us understand how consistent he was and how consistent we need to be in our life to have the superconscious breakthrough. Because it is the effort, untiring effort of the incarnations to live and show us how to live. So it is just not sweet memories of people. It is a huge teaching to each one of us through each of these sharings. Let us watch it with our very being. The first person we're going to watch is Shivabhushanam Ammal, who is Bhagwan's father's older brother's wife. They all lived in the same home complex in Tiruvudal Street in Tiruvannamalai. And so they were a huge joint family, and she's a direct eyewitness from the day she was born.
சாமியோட பெரியமா நான் வந்து கேலாத்தூர் எங்கள் அம்மா வீடு, எங்கள் திருவள்ளூர் சொந்த வீடு. என் பேர் சிவபூஷணம். 67, 66 வயசு ஆகுது. சாமி வந்து அண்ணாமலையாரே வந்து எங்கள் குடும்பத்தை சுத்தத்துல பிறந்த மாதிரி நான் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கிறேன். என்ன சொல்றதுன்னே எனக்கு தெரியல. அண்ணாமலையில வந்து கூட பிறந்த மாதிரி அவன் சின்ன வயசுல ரொம்ப டேலண்ட், ரொம்ப டேலண்ட். படிப்புலயும் சரி, சாமி சுத்தத்துலயும் சரி, கோயில் சுத்துவார். காலையில போனோம் கோயிலுக்கு போயிட்டு வர பட்டை பூஜை வச்சுக்கின்னு கோயிலுக்கு போயிட்டு வருவாரு. கோயிலுக்கு போயிட்டு வந்து ஸ்கூலுக்கு போவாரு. ஸ்கூலுக்கு போயிட்டு வந்து சாயந்தரம் கோயிலுக்கு போவாரு. அவங்க தாத்தா ரொம்ப ஃப்ரெண்டு மாதிரி தாத்தா போய் 2 வேலையும் தாத்தா கோயிலுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு போவாரு. சாமி எப்பவுமே 5 மணிக்கு எழுந்திருவாரு. 5 மணிக்கெல்லாம் எழுந்திரிச்சுவாரு சாமி. எழுந்திரிச்சிட்டு போயிட்டு 5 மணிக்கே காலையில ஃபர்ஸ்ட் குளியல் அவர் தான். தீபாவளிக்கு 12 மணிக்கு குளிச்சுடுவாரு. கரெக்டா 12 மணிக்கு குளிச்சுட்டு படாசு அவங்க பாட்டு போட்டு போய் படாசு வெடிச்சுட்டு வந்து அப்புறம் தான் இங்க படாசு வெடிப்பாரு. அதே மாதிரி எப்பவுமே 5 மணிக்கு எழுந்துக்குவாரு. 5 மணிக்கு எழுந்துக்கின்னு போயிட்டு கோயில் சுத்திக்கின்னு அந்த ரகுபதி சொல்லுவாரு. யோகா சொல்லி கொடுத்தாரு. எங்க பெரிய பையனும் சேகரு செந்தில் கூட போகணும். யாரும் இவங்க எல்லாம் கும்பலா போவாங்க. யோகா சொல்லி கொடுப்பாரு. அப்புறம் யோகா எல்லாம் கத்துக்கின்னு அப்புறம் வந்துதான் ரெடி ஆகிட்டு அப்புறம் ஸ்கூலுக்கு போவோம். மலை சுற்றுவாரு, அடிக்கடி மலை சுற்றுவாரு. நான் வந்து எதுவா இருந்தாலும் என்கிட்ட தான் சொல்லுவாரு. எந்த கதையா இருந்தாலும் நான் தான் சாமியோட கதையெல்லாம் ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டா கேட்பேன். சாமி எனக்கு ரொம்ப இன்னும் கோயிலுக்குலாம் போக முடியறது இல்லை. அதனால சாமிகிட்டே கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்குவேன் எல்லாம். மகாபாரதம் கதை ஒன்று சொன்னாங்க. அது வந்து சாமி அது சேகர் ராஜசேகர் சாமி பேரு. சேகருக்கு வந்து கோயிலுக்கு போயிட்டு வந்து மகாபாரதம் பார்த்து வந்து எனக்கு சொல்லு அந்த கதையை நான் கேட்கறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவேன். திருப்பனந்த வாரியார் வந்து எப்படி உட்காராரோ அப்படியே சபாலம் போட்டு காலம் மாதிரி அழகா உட்காந்துங்க. நல்லா பொருள் அழகா டான்னு திருப்பனந்த வாரியார் மாதிரி பேசுவாரு. நல்லா பெரிய கோவில் 2-3 சங்கிலி கல்லிலே சங்கிலி கொத்து வச்சிருக்கு. அது நான் பார்த்ததே இல்லை. அப்புறம் சாமி சொன்னார், மாமியார் மாதிரியே அம்மன் கோயில்ல சாமி கோயில போற இடத்துல கல்லிலே சங்கிலி செஞ்சு கோத்து வச்சுக்கிறாங்க, நீ பாத்தியா அப்படின்னு. அப்புறம் தெரியாது சார், போற வாரம் நான் பார்க்கவே இல்லையே அப்படின்னு. அவன் போய் பார்த்தாக்கா அதே மாதிரி கல்லிலே சங்கிலி கோத்து வச்சுக்கிறாங்க. சங்கிலி மகிழ்ச்சி சங்கிலி மாதிரி கோத்து வச்சுக்கிறாங்க, மாட்டி வச்சுக்கிறாங்க. ஹைட்லேயே மாட்டி வச்சுக்கிறாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி சாமி சொன்னாதான் எனக்கு ஒன்றும் தெரியும். சாமி சொன்னது எங்க மாமியார் கிட்ட
So that was the sharing of Shivabhushanam Ammal. If you really listen to her sharing, the number of dimensions of Bhagwan's lifestyle that she touched the lifestyle of yoga, everyday yoga, and she touched the lifestyle of how he used to spend long hours doing the puja and going to the temple every day, the temple-based lifestyle, and how she was such an enricher of her life, of how he would share unique information about, see, for example, the stone chain. It is a sculptural wonder, that stone chain in Tiruvannamalai Arunachaleshwara temple. How he used to keep enriching her with such wonderful information, enriching her life. And he would enrich her life with all the Hindu history stories that he would go to the temple, hear and come. All the satsangs that he would hear from Tiruvannamalai. He would come and repeat the same thing to her because she could not leave her household work and go and attend to those. The Mahabharata, the Ramayana, how she used to hear it from him. He used to come back and narrate it verbatim, like how he heard. And how his very presence was, his whole lifestyle was so enriching to not only her, to everyone around in the household. So understand, we need to really listen so deeply for us to cognize today exactly like how Bhagwan is enriching the life of each being on the planet. That work started way back when he was a baby. And remember, she's from the age when he was a toddler, right? So now you're going to hear the little next stage as he grew up, when he, from 3 to 13, when he learned yoga from the great Raghupati Yogi, the mutant from Tiruvannamalai. One of the key eyewitnesses to the everyday yoga session was Subramani Ayya, the temple garland maker in the Arunachaleshwara temple. And these yoga sessions used to happen early morning in the Arunachaleshwara temple in the Kritika Mandapam. It was a 36-pillared hall where the yoga sessions happened. And Subramani Ayya was the temple's official garland maker. He was there every single morning, tying the garland, and he was a direct eyewitness to these yoga sessions. Let us hear him about the lifestyle of Bhagwan at that age.
இது மாதிரி சத்தம் போடுவார், ஊழல் விடுவார். ரகுபதி யோகி கத்து கொடுப்பார், இப்படி போடுவார். ரகுபதி யோகி அந்த சுவாமி சுப்பிரமணியர் உட்கார மேடையில இப்படி அந்தரங்கத்துல மாதிரி ஒரு 4 வருடம் தூப்பாரு. சப்ளாமன் போட்டு உட்காந்து அப்படி தூப்பாரு, ஜம்ப் பண்ணி தூக்குறாரு. அந்தரங்கத்துல ஏறி அந்தரங்கத்துல உட்காந்து 4 நிமிஷம் 3 நிமிஷம் அப்படியே அழுக்கா இருப்பாரு. அவர் யோகாசனம் கத்துதான் அப்படி ரகுபதி இருந்தார். அந்த மண்டபத்துல மேடை, சுப்பிரமணியர் மேடை தான் உட்காந்து கத்துக்கிட்டு நான் பார்த்தேன். நித்யானந்த சுவாமி அந்த கிருத்திக மண்டபம் தூண்ல ஒரு தூண்டை யாரும் தூண் கிடையாது. அந்த 36 தூண், அந்த தூண்ல ஏறாத தூண் கிடையாது. 4 தூண் தான் அந்த பக்கம் ஏற முடியாது. 4 சிறு வச்சிருக்கல. இது பூராமே ஏறுவாரு, பயிற்சி பண்ணுவார். தலைகள் வீடு மேல்தான் ஏறுவார். இப்படி கும்பு பார்த்தேன். அந்த பொம்மையில குச்சி ஏறுறது, பொம்மையில குச்சி ஏறி நான் பார்த்தேன். சுத்தி பூஞ்செடி இருக்கும், அது துளசி செடி இருக்கும், அந்த நஞ்சாவட்டம் செடி இருக்கும். அதெல்லாம் தண்ணி ஊற்றுவாங்க கெட்டியில இருந்து. முன்பு வச்சுட்டு நாகலிங்க மரத்துல தண்ணி ஊற்றுவாங்க. நாகலிங்க மரத்துல இருந்து புஷ்பத்தை எடுத்து முருகருக்கு வைப்பாங்க. நாகலிங்க மரத்துல ஏறி பூ எடுத்து முருகருக்கு வைப்பாங்க. மணி 7:45. மணி 7:45 7:45 8 ஆக மாட்டேன். பள்ளிக்கூடம் கன்னியாகுமரி போய் பள்ளிக்கு வீட்டுக்கு போய் அப்புறம் பள்ளியில போயிடுவாங்க. நிச்சயப்படி தினந்தோறும் அவங்க 5:45 6 மண்டபத்தை ஆயிடுவாங்க. மண்டபத்தை தாக்கலாடாங்க. நாளே பேரா மழை பெஞ்சனா அவங்க வருவாங்க. வராத நாள் இல்லை, என்ன மழை பெஞ்சனா அந்த யோகாசனம் சுவாமியை பார்க்கும்போது பார்த்தா அண்ணாமலையார் உள்ள பார்க்கும்போது தெரியும். அது ஒன்றும் சந்தேகம் கிடையாது. சுவாமிக்கு வடாது துர்தான் 4வது திருவண்ணாமலையில
So that was Subramaniaya, the temple garland maker, sharing with us. And so beautifully, towards the end, he says, every time I saw Swamiji, it was like seeing Annamalayar himself. Annamalayar is another name for Arunachaleshwara Paramashiva, who is the presiding deity of Tiruvannamalai, Paramashiva himself. And he says, every time I saw him, I felt I was seeing Annamalaya himself. Understand, the presence of the avatar, the impression which the avatar makes on every being is the same from day one. Because he is who he is from day one. That can never change. And his mission is the same from day one. The only difference is, in those days, when he was a toddler, when he was a child, people did not yet know he was an avatar. But they experienced all the dimensions of the avatar, and they are sharing it now in their own words, in their own understanding. Subramaniaya is saying that he was Annamalaya to me is we experiencing Swamiji as Paramashiva today. It is absolutely the same. It is just that they did not know it, they did not name it at that time, but they experienced it. And they're trying to explain that inexplicable experience today when we're touching base with them 30, 40 years later. And it is just amazing, because the more and more we go into their sharings, it helps us understand who we're living with. It gives so much of a jump in our inner cognition, in our inner space, and makes us understand in what serious business the avatar is in, with what sincerity he takes the human form dedicated to humanity, and how the whole thing has been happening not just from the time he publicly declared his mission for humanity, but it has been happening from day one. The next person we are going to watch is Halasinatha Shivacharya, one of the main temple priests of the Arunachaleshwara temple, where Bhagwan actually lived in his childhood. In fact, he used to tell us If you guys, after I leave my body, if you were to build a memorial, it would not be anywhere near my home or anywhere else. It would be inside the very temple. And we have Halasenatha Shivacharya sharing with us today how he stayed from morning to night in the temple, how he helped in lifting the deities, in even running errands for the Shivacharyas by running up to their houses, which were just a street away, and getting any items they wanted from their houses, and plucking flowers from the garden and giving them, and wiping the puja vessels after the arati was over, and even helping to put the deities to sleep if they needed help. And they used to take him to go to the temple treasury to fetch the jewels for the deities. Understand, with all the temple rules in place, Bhagavan was so welcomed by all of them. He was not different from them. He was one among them, and they felt so natural in involving him in every single activity of the temple beyond all rules. And the living beyond all rules, we can see the whole of the life story of Bhagavan, whether it was Ramakrishna Mutt or anywhere, he excelled far past any expectations of any rule, and therefore there were no rules applicable for him. That is the whole beauty of his lifestyle. Let us watch Halasenatha Shivacharya sharing now. Now, actually, he is retired, and his second generation is serving at the temple. It is the most beautiful tradition where the Shivacharyas serve for generations. That is the only thing they know, touching the divine deity and serving. And today, he's in his home, retired, goes to the Arunachaleshwara temple for darshan of the main deities, and his sons serve at the temple. And he was so willing to open up and share with us, and his face just lit up when we spoke about Bhagavan, as is always the case with all the eyewitnesses. Yes, let us watch him now.
நித்யானந்த சுவாமிகளை பற்றி சொல்ல வேண்டுமானால், அவர் திருவண்ணாமலையிலே பிறந்தவர். நித்யானந்த சுவாமிகள் அவர் சின்ன வயசிலே ரொம்ப ஆன்மீக பக்தியுடையவர். கடவுளின்பால் அன்பு மிகுந்து காணப்பட்டு இருந்தார். அவர் தினமும் காலையில் மாலையிலும் கோவிலுக்கு வந்து தரிசனம் செய்து வருவார். அப்பொழுது கோவிலிலே நித்திய பூஜை நடைபெறும் போது அங்கே பணிகள், அவருக்கு உண்டான என்ன பணிகள் செய்ய முடியுமோ அதை தீபாராதனை, அலங்கார தீபாராதனை முதலெல்லாம் அழுக்காக இருந்தால் அதை தொடர்த்தி வைத்து நல்ல முறையில செய்து வைப்பார். கீழே உள்ளே இருக்கிற இதுக்கு தரையை சுத்தம் செய்து வைப்பார். அந்த மாதிரி பல விதமான, அந்த காலத்திலே சிறு வயதிலிருந்தே அவருக்கு ஆன்மீக பற்றோடு செய்து வந்திருந்தார். கோவில்லையும் சில வேலைகளை யாராவது குறை இருந்தால் அவர்களுக்கு பதிலாக இவரும் கிட்ட இருந்து ஆன்மீக பணி செய்து வைப்பார். நைவேத்தியில் கூட வருவது, உடல் அடித்து வருவது, எல்லா பணிகளும் செய்து வந்தார். அதே மாதிரி அர்த்தஜாமத்திலையும் கூட இருந்து, அர்த்தஜாமத்திலே பள்ளி அறையிலே அவரும் ஒரு பணியை ஆற்றி சுவாமியை சுமந்து கொண்டு வந்து பள்ளியறை முடித்து வைப்பார். இப்படி அவர் பல காலம் அந்த ஆன்மீகத்தினுடைய பணியாக இருந்ததினால் அண்ணாமலையார் அருளாலே அவர்களுக்கு மனம் சாந்தி அடைந்து அவருக்கு ஞானோதயம் பெற்று இப்பொழுது பெரிய சுவாமியாக இருக்கிறார். மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி. அவருடைய ஆசிரமத்துக்கெல்லாம் நான் போயிருக்கேன். அங்கே நல்ல முறையில, மிக நல்ல முறையில் நல்லதா செஞ்சிருக்கிறார். ஆகவே அவருடைய ஆன்மீக பற்றி மேலும் வளர வேண்டும் என்பது அண்ணாமலையார் அருளை பிரார்த்தனை செய்து கொண்டு அவர்களை வாழ்த்துகின்றேன். அப்புறம் நாங்க கோவில்ல வேலைகள் ஏதாவது வீட்டுல ஏதாவது விட்டுட்டு வந்தாலோ, இல்லது கோவில்ல இருந்து ஏதாவது எடுத்துக்கொண்டு செல்லக்கூடிய நைவேத்தியம் மற்ற பொருள்கள் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு செல்ல வேண்டும் என்றாலும் அந்த நித்யானந்த சுவாமிகள் அன்போடு பணிவோடு அதை வீட்டுக்கு எடுத்துன்னு வந்து கொண்டாந்து கொடுத்துட்டு திருப்பி வந்து கோயிலுக்கு வந்து பணிகளை செய்து விட்டு போவார். ஆமா, அபிஷேகம்லாம் பண்ணாக்கா விடாத பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பார். நல்ல பக்தர். இந்த போற்றி, தமிழ் போற்றி அதெல்லாம் பாடுவார் அவர். நல்ல
அதெல்லாம் நல்லா பார்த்து எல்லாம் செய்வார் அந்த காலத்துல. இந்த இது கூட பொக்கிஷத்துல இருந்து பொருள்கள் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு வர்றதுக்கும் அவர் உதவி செய்வார். நகைகள் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு வர்றது, ஆடைகள் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு வர்றது, இதெல்லாம் உதவியா கோவில் உள்ள என்னென்ன பணிகள் அவரால் செய்ய முடியுமோ அத்தனை பணிகளும் செய்து வந்தார். மிக நல்ல முறை. நந்தவனத்துல சுத்தி இருக்கு, அங்க அந்த காலத்துல இருந்தே இருந்தது, இப்பயும் இருக்கு. அங்கிருந்து பூ வரும்போதே காலையில பறிச்சு எடுத்துன்னு சுவாமிக்கு சாப்பிடுவாரு, சொல்லுவாரு, சாப்பிட சொல்லுவாரு. அதே மாதிரி சாயந்தரத்திலையும் கொண்டு உற்சவ காலங்களுக்கு காலை மாலை 2 வேளையிலும் சுவாமியோடு கூடயே இருந்து பணிவிடைகளை செய்வதற்கு மறக்க மாட்டார். கூடயே சாமியை நடை ஆரம்பிக்கிறது முதல், உற்சவம் ஆரம்பம் முதல் முடிவு வரை கடைசி வரல இருந்து சுவாமியை பள்ளிகளை சேர்த்து விட்டு தான் வீட்டுக்கு போவார். அந்த அளவுக்கு நல்ல குணங்கள். ஆமா, வீதி விழா உற்சவத்துல நிறைய பங்கு கொண்டு அது முடியும் வரை இருந்து சுவாமியை.
So that was Kailasa Shivacharya sharing what a wonderful temple-based lifestyle Swamiji has lived, which he is untiringly trying to inculcate in each of us today. How from morning to night he was in the temple. If ever the deity stepped out in procession, he was there by the side of the deity till the deity was safely brought back into the temple. He would go in procession with the deity. And till the deities are put to sleep inside the temple every day, he would be there, and he would put the deities to sleep and only then go back home and sleep. And not only that, he would help. The Shivacharya was sharing any temple service, any temple seva, he would be standing there the whole day just waiting for us to tell him so that he could do. And he did many sevas untold. That's all. Bringing the flowers to the deity, wiping the puja vessels and keeping, running errands for the Shivacharyas and what not. And so he was an extension of the family of Shivacharyas, and they all loved him, and he was a dear child to each one of them. And today, even the second generation of Shivacharyas in the temple, that is the sons of Mahasannidhanam Gurukul, that rung of Shivacharyas, they are the ones who are mainly serving in the sanctum today because their fathers have retired. Even they remember, because Bhagavan was their age when he did all this. So they remember, they do have the memories in them, and they also share with us. So we need to understand how he lived and showed, and living and showing, and only that he's teaching us as the technique for oneness with Paramashiva. Never anything is just a sermon off the top of the head. No. It is his very life, breath, and his avataric mission. Because the great incarnations know, unless they do it, unless they live it, humanity will never follow it. So they give their life to make humanity achieve the superconscious breakthrough. The untiring effort starts from day one. And the consistency, it was not, I do one day and I don't do one day, zero. Because if he was not so consistent, today Kailasa Shivacharya will not remember it so vividly. Literally, Bhagavan's integrity and consistency in the everyday lifestyle has etched Kailasa Shivacharya's memory. It is Bhagavan's integrity that has etched his memory. Otherwise, how? Some young boy, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, how would you remember such details about him if that boy did not show so much of consistency over so many years? This is what we need to catch from the life story of Bhagavan, where our actions have to etch the people of memories. That should be the frequency of our lifestyle. Next, we are going to hear what an impact Bhagavan made on one of his own pre-monastic cousin sisters. There's an amazing sharing. She has no idea what profound things she's sharing in all her simplicity. And she had a lifetime opportunity to talk to Swamiji when he was 15 years of age. That was the first and the last conversation she had with him, although he was her pre-monastic cousin. And she says that was a life-transforming conversation for me. So let us hear from her directly. What transforming experience it had on her. Just listening to him about his lifestyle had a life-transforming experience on Punkulali Ammal. Let us watch this.
அது மாதிரி பேசும்போது தான் நான் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டேன். அவங்ககிட்ட இருந்து நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆனதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நான் ஒரு சினிமா பற்றி ஏதோ சொல்லி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணேன். அப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அப்படியா அதை பற்றி எனக்கு எதுவும் தெரியாதுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. அப்படி சொல்லும்போது எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாயிடுச்சு. ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸா இருக்கிற படத்தை பத்தி சொன்னா ஏன் இவங்களுக்கு தெரியல அப்படிதான் நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நினைச்சேன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து ஏன் இது கூட தெரியாதான்னு, இல்ல நான் டிவி பாக்கிறது இல்லதான், அது ஒரு பெரிய ஷாக் இதுல. அப்பதான் வந்து ரொம்ப எல்லாருமே டிவி பாக்குறவங்க, டிவி சினிமா ஏன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கேட்கறதுக்கா இல்ல. அப்ப நீங்க என்ன பண்ணீங்க பொழுதுபோக்குன்னு சொல்லும் போது, அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் அவங்களோட பழக்க வழக்கங்கள்லாம் சொன்னாங்க. காலையில 3 மணிக்கெல்லாம் எந்திரிச்சுப்பேன், 3 மணிக்கே போயிட்டு நிறைய யோகாசனம் ஏதேதோ பயிற்சி எல்லாம் சொன்னாங்க. அது வரைக்கும் பண்ணிட்டு 6 மணி 7 மணி ஆனது தான் அவங்க ரொட்டீனா டியூஷன் போட்டு படிக்கிறதுக்கு அது மாதிரி டைமே ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. அது மாதிரி சொல்லும் போது ஆச்சரியமா இருந்தது எனக்கு. ஆனா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அது மாதிரி ஒரு பழக்க வழக்கம் இருந்து சொன்னக்கூடியவங்க அவங்க ஒருத்தருக்கு தான் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு. அது மாதிரி பேசும்போது ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமா இருந்தது. அப்படியான்னு சொல்லி கேட்டுட்டு இருந்தப்போ, அதுக்கப்புறம் அருணை நாயகி கோயில்ல போயிட்டு நாங்க பூஜை பண்ணுவோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அண்ணாமலையார் கோயில்ல வந்து வசந்த உற்சவம்னு சொல்லிட்டு சித்திரை மாசம் நடக்கும். அந்த உற்சவம் போலவே இங்க பொம்மை வச்சு நாங்க வீட்டுல இது பண்ணுவோம் அப்படி சொல்லி அதெல்லாம் பண்ணி காமிச்சாங்க. அதெல்லாம் ஒரு ஆச்சரியமா இருந்தது. ஏன்னா அவ்வளவு சின்ன வயசுல வந்து இவ்வளவு விஷயங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுன்னு இருக்கிறாங்கன்னும் போது ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமா இருந்தது. அப்ப ஒரு 2 மணி நேரம் பேசினோம். அவங்க சொல்ற, ஆனா நான் பேசினதோட அவங்க பேசினதுதான் அதிகம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது மட்டும்தான் ஆனா அவங்க நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண விஷயத்த விட்டுட்டு அவங்க நிறைய சொல்லவும் எனக்கு ஆச்சரியமா ஆயிடுச்சு. லைனா சொன்னாங்க. ஆனா அது ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு விஷயமா இருந்தது அந்த வயசுல எனக்கு கேட்டப்போ. அதாவது வந்து டிவி பாக்குறதுலாம் இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல ஒரு ஆச்சரியமா இருந்தது. டிவி பாக்குறது கூட ஒரு தேவையில்லாத விஷயம் தானே அப்படின்னு, அது ஒரு பொழுதுபோக்கு விஷயமா தான் நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நினைச்சுட்டு இருந்தேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து அது எனக்கு ரொம்ப டச்சிங்கா இருந்தது. அந்த எண்ணம் மட்டும் எனக்கு இருந்துன்னே தான் இருந்தது. ஆனா அது ஒரு 3-4 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு படிப்படியா அந்த சிந்தனை போயிட்டு நான் அதுக்கப்புறம் டிவியே கனெக்ஷன். ஏன்னா அது அடிப்படையா அவங்க சொன்னது வந்து எனக்குள்ள இருந்தது. அந்த ஒரு விஷயம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா வந்து நம்ம சாமி கும்பிடுவோம், இருந்தாலும் கும்பிடுவோம், பொழுதுபோக்கு இருக்கும், எல்லாமே இருக்குன்ற மாதிரி இருந்தது. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் தெரிஞ்சது இது மாதிரி தேவையில்லாத விஷயத்தெல்லாம் தவிர்க்கும் போது நம்ம எவ்வளவு ஒரே ரூட்டீன்ல நேரம் போக முடியுன்றது அப்ப எனக்கு ஃபிளாஷ் ஆச்சு. அதுக்கப்புறம் நானும் கூட சினிமா தேட்டர் போட்டு விட்டுட்டு 15 வயசுல ஒரு படம் லாஸ்டா பார்த்தேன் தேட்டர் போயிட்டு. அதோட சரி தேட்டர் போட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் டிவி கனெக்ஷனும் ஒரு 12 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடியே எடுத்தாச்சு. அது மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல விதமா இருந்தது அவங்க கூட பேசுறதுல. ஆனா அப்பெல்லாம் ரொம்ப எங்களுக்கு ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கும். பார்த்தா ரொம்ப ஒரு சந்தோஷமா இருந்துச்சு, ரொம்ப ஒரு ஆச்சரியமா, ரொம்ப அந்த நேரத்துல எங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் வந்து ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு அதிசயமா தான் இருந்தது. பழக்க வழக்கங்கள் எல்லாமே வந்து ஆச்சரியமா இருந்தது. ஆனா நான் இது மாதிரி பேசிட்டு 1 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறமே அவங்க சன்னியாசம் வாங்கிட்டாங்க. அதனால எனக்கு அப்ப சன்னியாசம் வாங்கிட்டாங்கன்றது வந்து எனக்கு அதிர்ச்சியா இல்ல, கரெக்ட் தான் தோணுச்சு. ஏன்னா 1 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடியே இப்படி பேசினாங்க. ஆனா பரவாயில்ல, ராமகிருஷ்ண மடம்லாம் போயிட்டு சேர்ந்துட்டாங்க பத்தியா அப்படின்னு ரொம்ப அந்த வயசுல எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் பொறாம இருந்தது. ஏன்னா நம்ம எல்லாம் பொம்பளைங்க இல்லைங்களா, டக்குன்னு நம்ம இஷ்டத்துக்கு எங்கேயும் போக முடியாது, வர முடியாது. ஆனா அவங்க நினைச்சபடி ஒரு குறிக்கோளா இருந்துட்டு கரெக்டான இடம் ஸ்டேஜ் போயிட்டு சேர்ந்துட்டாங்க. தொடர்ந்து அவங்களோட அடுத்தடுத்த மூவ்மெண்ட் எல்லாமே நான் பத்திரிகைகளை பார்த்து படிச்சுப்பேன். அவங்க ஏதாவது புக்கு எதாவது கிடைச்சதுன்னா படிப்பேன், அது மூலியமா தெரிஞ்சுப்பேன். ஆனா நான் போனதில்லை, உண்மையில நேரில் போய் பார்க்கல. நான் ஒரு தடவை கூட பார்க்க.
That was Bhagwan's own pre-monastic cousin sister, Punkurali Ammal, sharing in all utter innocence how profoundly she shares that just one conversation with Bhagwan when he was 15 years of age has transformed her life forever. And her second generation, her daughters, have grown up without even a television connection in their house. Imagine every moment of his presence on the planet through his lifestyle is contributing to the life to give superconscious breakthrough to some being or the other. There are too many sharings to share with you, and we will definitely continue to share. It is now time. We need to move on further in the session. And I invite Manitya Atmananda Swami, our own sannyasi, whose life Bhagwan has touched, that she's our own Purna sannyasi today. I invite her to share how Bhagwan's lifestyle and the presence of him in her life has changed her life forever. Nithyanandamma.
Nithyanandam Bhaktikama. My God, it is so much joyful even to hear this. I actually has taken sannyas when I was 21. So it's like from that time onwards, when I'm listening to any of the testimonials from Swamiji's pre-monastic group, like whether they are neighbors or anybody, one thing which I can tell all of us is never there is a change. It is only one thing what Swamiji has started from the day one, from the time he has taken birth, even now. And I don't know, Swamiji will be installing himself into millions, and those millions going to radiate the same thing. I can say, when I was like in my BTech, when I was in my studies, it's like I hardly know what a sunrise will be. You know, very rarely I get to even see the sunrise. Means I always used to wake up at 8 o'clock, even if it is like 8 o'clock is when I'm going to the college or and doing my schooling at that time. If it is holidays, forget about 8 o'clock. It might be 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock noon. But now, very effortlessly, like me, and there are much more younger kids, and I can say this present generation, which basically who doesn't know what they are doing in their life, like that kind of a generation is so promptly. They all wake up early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta, doing yoga, puja, and listening to the powerful cognitions through satsangs, and such kind of powerful life it is. We all know, in this generation especially, if anybody says, we never listen to it. If anybody does it and shows it, it is a successful formula to live. It is the only way to succeed in life. That's it. We catch it and we just do it. So,
Atma Swami, yeah,
yes,
you can see here the Tyaga of Bhagwan, the great avatars. Their Tyaga lies in, they are already Paramashiva, but so that we are convinced about what lifestyle we need to live for our own superconscious breakthrough, they live that lifestyle. Otherwise, they are already Paramashiva. But they go through every phase in their life in all its nitty-gritties. There cannot be a bigger Tyaga than this, than taking the human form and living through each phase and showing us. And today, in order to help us listen to his satsangs deeply, so that we catch the powerful cognitions, he tells us how he attended satsangs in Tiruvannamalai. Like how his Perima was sharing today. He would go listen to the satsangs of Mahabharata, Ramayana, Kripananda Varyar, all of them. And he would come home and repeat it verbatim. And he is telling us, listen deeply so that you can repeat the truths for yourself. Every bit he has lived and shown, whether it is the listening deeply or whether it is attending the satsangs, and how you can come back and repeat it. Only then you have listened deeply. So many, it is packed. Every moment of his life, which we hear through these eyewitnesses, is packed with teachings for us. What all we need to imbibe in just this one area of satsangs. Go ahead, Ma.
Exactly, Ma. I can say such depth, such very, details, the way Swamiji lives, the way Swamiji does things and show, which is so inspiring, when you never feel bored in your life at all. Today's the generation is going through the biggest problem is boredom, which is like literally you cannot see that kind of a lifestyle in our whole our whole Adinam lifestyle. That is why the youngsters, the whole young generation is just in Adinam with so much of bubbling joy, always smiling, jumping around. It was so inspiring even to have such kind of atmosphere. this ecosystem Swamiji has created is so joyful, which is the very presence of the whole ecosystem is very enriching, very contributing. It is so joyful. So without any further delay, so today Ma Nithya Jayananda, who is another brahmachari, she has something to share with us.
Definitely. I think in especially today's scenario, like you were mentioning about boredom, and the lifestyle today, where so many youngsters outside are just sitting bored with their lives because they've explored all. They're so exposed. They're so exposed to various things in their lives, be it in entertainment, be it in food, everything. Today's generation has internet, everything away on one click, but they're still bored. Especially in today's scenario of quarantine, we can see how social media is being flooded by people asking, how are you coping with your quarantine? This is what I'm doing. So you can see how Swamiji has come as a direct practical solution in the time of dire need. And through this program that Swamiji is offering, which is the Paramashivam Level 2 program, Swamiji has packaged the best of his life, best of his lifestyle. Like we said, the puja, the yoga, the teaching, everything packaged into just 16 days and 16 hours and given it to all of us in the most user-friendly manner. Today is one last day that all of you have to register yourself for the program. The program is still open today for registration. Please take 1 minute off if you haven't yet registered for the program. paramashivoham.org. You will see it is not just a temporary experience of during the program you're having a spiritual experience or you're completing with your patterns. You will see this will reflect in your lifestyle, in your life. How every aspect of your life, whether your career, your family, your health, wealth, everything will see a breakthrough. Please take a few seconds to register yourself for the program. You can read more about the program on the website. This is the last day that you can register for the program. Do not miss this opportunity if you're listening to us and you haven't yet registered. With this, it is time for us to welcome and receive the sacred truth, the powerful cognitions by Swamiji, His Divine Holiness himself. While you register, let us also prepare to receive
Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimans, Mahants, Tanidhar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, sitting with us all over the world through Nithyananda TV and two-way video conferencing, having an energetic show. I welcome all the Kailasa Yoga participants, Nithyananda Yogam participants, Nithyananda Hindu University students, and Nithyananda online Gurukul. Let's call it e-Gurukul. Nithyananda e-Gurukul students, everyone singing with us all over the world. Welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today I have two wonderful revelations for all of you. I have here Suprabhetagamam Jnanapadam. Jnanapada. See, all agamas have four components. Charyapada, lifestyle component. Kriyapada, the rituals, ceremonies you are supposed to conduct to connect with Kailasa space, the pass code for door of Kailasa, space of Kailasa, is given in the form of rituals and ceremonies. That is Kriyapada. And Yoga Pada is all about uniting you with Paramashiva. And Jnana Pada is also called Vidya Pada. Knowledge, the original Jnana and Vijnana, knowledge of Kailasa, Paramashiva Jnana and Paramashiva Vijnana is in Jnanapada. These four components will be there in all agamas. So today I have Suprabhe agamas Jnanapada. Understand many of the knowledge, Jnana and Vijnana I receive from Kailasa, Paramashiva Jnana is confirmed absolutely proven as truth in the agamas, and even modern day science is tiptoeing, catching up with the agama in realizing many of the facts agama is revealing. Suprabheda agamam Jnanapadam, I have multiple things to reveal. And I'll reveal and give you the reference of this agama wherever is needed. So first thing, let me start revealing. Listen. Keep integrity as a strategy. Listen. Keep integrity as a strategy for all the policies and ideologies for your life. For example, when you start growing, you need to evolve a policy about your eating, certain ideology about your eating. I tell you, now I have absolutely perfect Amrita nectar strategy for every human being. Understand? I'll tell you a very simple incident. It really happened. At least 10 times I tested, minimum 10 times. By mistake, one fly fell in the water when I was taking bath. I was shocked. The guy did not die and started swimming and playing. I just lifted him and lifted him out of the water so he can save himself. He should not die. But he comes again, jumps into the water and flies and doesn't die. I was shocked. What happened? Maybe this guy is fly who can live in water. I just let it. After 10 minutes, I saw him slowly walking out and did not die and went away. And then after a few days, this happened in the last 6 months, multiple times. I sipped my tea and kept the teacup and same way one fly. Well, and he was not struggling or anything, getting suffocated, just nicely enjoying and then moving this inside and outside. What is going on? After multiple times when this happened, I realized the tea I sipped has become nectar and the fly is not dying because it has sipped the nectar. Of course, trolls apart, I am talking to my disciples. All of you understand. To all my disciples, I want to assure you, I have got these signs. I have consulted with one of our close devotees, lawyer also. Yes, very strictly told me that Swamiji first do copywriting, establish this whole science to the modern day humanity, then reveal it. Otherwise, people can just go greedy, and out of it they may do anything they want. We don't want to take a risk of you revealing all these things directly. Anyhow, they are doing all the legalities. I told you clearly, I will not monetize this out of the science. Copywriting only for a kind of legal protection, non-dilution, for all that. Any whoever is trusting, for all my disciples, be informed. Paramashiva has given me this knowledge and I'm going to share it with you all. Start celebrating from today. I'm going to share with you all. I'm also making it as practical as possible. Like, I wanted this to be practiced by e-Kailasa. See, whom I call e-Kailasa, people attend morning Satsang and who do yoga in their own homes, create a beautiful Kailasa ecosystem. As now, the best Kailasa ecosystem is San Jose Adinam. Kailasa in San Jose. I am gifting all the Kailasa in San Jose, the ecosystem. People, everyone, my Atma Murti. My own Atma Murti. I myself will be there as Artha and the deity and cause all miracles. If you call, I'll move. I do all miracles the miraculous Atma Murti. I'm gifting all the San Jose Kailasa ecosystem part. It will reach you in next few days. It's so nice to have San Jose ecosystem. Actually, San Jose and me have a very deep, romantic, sweet relationship. It's Madurai. It's Madurai. So beautiful, Inesh and everyone. Blessings to all of you and the whole team. And it's a wonderful team evolving the Kailasa ecosystem. Dash and Brahmananda and Brahma San. I'm seeing all you guys every day. Manas and every one of you. Blessings to all you guys. I'm sending my Atma Murti to each one of you. Separate. Each one receives one Atma Murti as gift. It's made out of pure, as for Atma it's made, and it'll be my own Artha Avatara. It will do miracles and help manifest powers. See, I am making all the sciences. You can practice from your own place. Like, you can be in your own home, morning, only like a friends team. If you develop, they will really support you. It is like a bromance. We call it brother romance. If you build brothers who are really lovingly involved with you, who are interested in the same ideas, bromance is much more fulfilling, completing, enriching than any ordinary romance. Understand? I only wanted ecosystem to evolve in multiple places. Enrich and cause. See, wherever you are, get up and give a wake up call to your brothers, sisters, gather, do yoga, and then do Nitya Puja and Satsang. That's all. And just through this, I'll make you all achieve all the sciences I'm revealing to the world. That's why I'm working now. I'm working sincerely to make it this way. So, see, the strategy of you all coming to one place and me conducting a class, all that is outdated. It's old ideas. Where my physical presence was needed, we did all that those days. Now I became absolutely free. Paramashiva is manifesting enough intensely through this body. Actually, physical presence, many people may not be able to handle. It is so heavy and intense. I can manifest 10,000 times more intensely than you need for enlightenment wherever you are. Just through my Divya Sarira. Just through my Divya Sarira, I can manifest and initiate you and enlighten you and support you. I think that's best. And this way, we also reach out and enrich billions of people. Let us reach out and enrich billions of people. Let this sign spread. I am here after all to share all this gift to all of you. I am not here building a money-making mechanism. Be very clear, understand. The little bit money you give, what I'll do, I'll tell you, all right, build temples. And like this, I'll make 80s and give to all of you. I'll get all the books organized, printed, and give it to all of you, and that's all. And I'm not even part of any of the organization. All of you should know that I'm not part of already. Long before I was not part of any of the organizations. Now it has become absolutely clear. I am only guiding spiritually, and I'm going to do it in a large scale. Listen, large scale. I was talking about the ideology for eating. What is supposed to be the ideology for eating? Decide what you want in your life. You want to be very active, alive, constantly moving towards what you want to achieve in your life, to manifest what do you want, then naturally align your food for that. That's it. In 6 months, you can evolve an amazing, customized ideology for eating. When you do Nirahara Samyama, you will awaken your bio-intelligence. What suits you, what does not suit you, what kind of juice makes you feel energetic and what makes you feel tired. When to eat, ideology and policies for eating, you can develop if you just do one or two Nirahara Samyama. I tell you. Nirahara Samyama is the best way to develop an independent policies and ideology about eating. And same way Kutakesha Samyama. Why Kutakesha Samyama? To develop ideas and policies about sleeping. How you should sleep, when you should sleep, how many hours is best. You can evolve your own strategy. Understand? Evolving your own strategy in every field, your own policy and your own strategy for yourself in every field can be achieved through integrity. If you apply integrity as strategy, in every field you will evolve your own policies, your own ideas. I tell you, anyone who has evolved his own strategies, his own policies for food, sleep, sex, tiredness, to deal with boredom, all this, if you develop your own strategies and ideas by applying integrity as a strategy, you will achieve anything you want. I tell you, apply integrity as the strategy. When you apply integrity as strategy in your policies for eating, you will see so much of clarity about your life, your body. Like I can do a complete full MBBS class for you. I can teach for 5 years the whole physiology, everything, what happens, what kind of food. At least I give you a set of principles which I realized when I applied integrity to develop the right ideas and policies about eating. I tell you, a constant delusion, fear, kind of constant panic attack, waiting for nervous breakdown. That kind of a mental setup completely gets cleaned if you take Haritaki and do Nirahar Samaya. I tell you, it is your stress hormones monitors your body clock 24/7, not neurons. Building right ideas, policies for your eating. Same way sleeping. Building right ideas and policies for your sleeping. If you apply integrity in your thinking, the kind of restful awareness you have, morning Brahma Murta, you will just wake up so alive and fresh. I tell you, very simple secret. Have some pet animals. Every night before falling asleep, play with it for 10-15 minutes. Jumping, dancing, play with it. You will have such complete fulfillment. Early morning, you will just wake up. Wake up. You will vibrate with Mahavakya, I tell you. Your consciousness and your DNA is connected through sound. Mahavakya is the greatest sound to connect your consciousness consciously to your DNA. Let Mahavakya be the bridge to connect your consciousness consciously with your DNA. Actually, whole Tiruvannamalai hums Mahavakya intensely. That is why I sent Skandamata to be in Tiruvannamalai. Understand? The Girivela Padi, the hill rounding road, inside that road, you can put your ears on any stone of Tiruvannamalai and hear this humming intensely happening. Tiruvannamalai is vibrant, alive, living energy system. Mahavakya is alive in Tiruvannamalai. And I can tell you, I said Skandamata so that her consciousness be consciously connected to her DNA through Mahavakya. Brahma Muhurta is the right time to wake up. Your ideas and policies about sleep will be perfectly organized. If you bring strategy in your thinking, understand? If you bring integrity to develop policies about sex, ideologies about need for sex, need for the kind of the sex. Understand? You should consciously decide about all the questions related to sex with your integrity. Then your life will be such heaven. No one else should dictate your conscious policies, ideologies for sex other than your own integrity. Whether you want to be gay, you want to be bisexual, you want to be straight, you want to be transgender, you want to be male or female, all these policies, all these ideas, you should have the checklist. You should keep your integrity for your life's goal and purpose and do the yes or no or each idea, each policy you should make. I tell you, brahmacharya means absolutely integrated to your life's purpose and from that integrity evolving the right ideas and policies for sex is brahmacharya. First 21 years, all human beings should live a celibate life and evolve a policy. Through integrity, they should evolve a policy, ideology, decisions for sex, about sex in every level, every question. They should have conscious, clear answer aligned to their integrity. That is why I insist that first 21 years, it's live in Gurukul, study the science of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. And I tell you, I was introduced to Paramas maybe at the age of 4 or 5. The time I remember me, I've started reading all these Veda, Vedanta, Dharma. There used to be a huge big book. In colloquial Tamil, I used to call Tagani. And the original name of the book was Vedanta Manana Chintamani. Vedanta Manana Chintamani by a great sadhu. It's such a compilation by a great sadhu, Shivaprakash Swami. Used to be called Karatri Shivaprakash Swami. He used to eat only and means like he will not have a separate vessel. Kara is a patra. Karapatra Shivaprakash Swami. So he will stretch a hand and people can put the food and he will eat in the hand. That's maybe one handful he will eat that much only per day. So he was well-known great yogi and enlightened being. Karapatra Shivaprakash Swami. He has compiled from various scriptures a book called Vedanta Manachintani. It used to be like a huge size. So we used to call, colloquially used to call Thalani book. Means it used to be like a pure size, huge book. And I was introduced to these books, Agamas and Vedanta Agamas at the age of the time I remember me, from the time I remember me. Listen. When I downloaded this cosmology principles from Kailasa and read the Agamas and cross-verified, confirmed the pramanas, satyas, descriptions. I tell you, just knowing about cosmos has made me evolve amazing policies, ideologies, strategies for life with such joy and integrity as the core component. I tell you, listen carefully. If the integrity becomes your core component, you radiate so much of strength, especially the knowledge of cosmos with the clarity about the cosmos. If the integrity becomes your core strength, core content of the being, you will have so much strength even in front of the aggressive violence. See, all these people who try to assassinate me, who do character assassination, all this gang, you can see so much of aggressive violence, aggressive vengeance in them. But just with my Paramashanta of Paramashiva, Paramashiva's Paramashanta, I deal everything successfully. Paramashiva's Paramashanta is my strategy. Understand? If you know even a little bit of cosmology, the kind of strength you will develop inside you, and the kind of the integrity and strategies you will develop, oh God, I tell you, all this aggressive, vengeance, I should say, revengeful, vengeful, aggressive abusers. Maybe revengeful is not the right word because I have not done anything wrong to them. Just they have anger, violence, frustration. Aggressive vengeance. All of it fundamentally destroys himself. It's the truth. Listen carefully. Knowledge about the cosmos and integrity to the cosmos listen carefully. Knowledge about cosmos and integrity to the cosmos. Even if you get one glimpse, the Kailasa exists, a kind of ideas, policies, strategies get altered and aligned in your lives. Unimaginable. Understand? You just go through the transformation like anything. I'll put it in one sentence. See, when I experienced that truly Kailasa exists, and when I read Jnanapada of Supravedagama, and every line it confirms even the directions of the different lokas and Kailasa as I experienced. Detailed description when I read in this book, not only I am shocked, and surprised. Now I have confirmation I am not hallucinating, I am not deluded, and I am not having any mental breakdown, fortunately. By Paramashiva's grace, I am only in Samadhi. That clarity, that assurance I have received when I read the Agamas after I experience. Listen carefully. I have not read the Jnanapada, this part of Supravedamam. See, I am introduced Vedas, Vedanta, Agama, all that young age, but this part I have not read. I experienced Kailasa and cosmology, and after settling, I was trying to map where can I get any evidence somebody else also has experienced the same as I've experienced. When I started searching for it, I came upon Supavedamam Jnanapadam, and when I verified every line was so true, it's like including the bus app, like a GPS, so detailed. Then understand. Then my whole policy is about how I am supposed to live in the planet Earth when I'm having this body. My strategies, my ideologies, everything is become so beautiful, aligned, integrated to Kailasa. Understand? Not only I have seen Kailasa, I have seen how the hells look, heavens look, all the lokas, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Patala, and upper Bur, Bhuva, Suvar, Jana, Tapa, Maha, all these lokas. Now, please understand, I want all of you to know, not only this Agama describes precisely as I have experienced, one important thing you need to know. What in the West you learn about the hell and heaven is not the same. The Veda Agama's description of Naraka and Swarga. The hell and heaven is totally different. It's like based on your actions here, you go there after death. You will be given a judgment, and that is the description of hell and heaven in the West. That's different. In the Hinduism, Veda Agamas, I will talk only about Hinduism's Veda Agamas. I will not comment on what West describes as hell, heaven. I will not get into that. I will talk only about what I know. I know what Veda Agamas describe as Naraka and Swarga. Be very clear, you don't go to Naraka and Swarga after death. The time zone you live while you are in the body, the space you hold, the time zone you live, you just get sucked into that space after you leave the body. That's all. While you are living in the body, if you are in a space is Sarga, that is the time zone you are in tune. You just get sucked into Swarga once you leave the body. If your inner space is hellish, hell, Naraka, extreme, aggravated vengeance, aggravated anger, aggravated violence, you just get sucked into hell, Naraka, after you leave the body. That's it. Actually, that hellish space inside damages your body, mind quickly. So quickly, and it just pushes towards hell and destroys. And if you carry the Kailasa space and connect it to Paramashiva, I tell you, while you are alive, you live as Paramashiva. When you need to leave the body, you decide and you live and leave, and you are as Paramashiva. I tell you how much I am excited to teach these science to all of you, because I know Sarga exists. I know Naraka exists. I know Kailasa exists. I know all of them are in the vertical time zone. And I know the inner space means the core component of you, the core integrity of your being is aligned to which kind of a space, what makes you feel very excited and tasty about life, that decides into which space you are going to get sucked after you leave the body. Understand? The space in which you live is the space you are going to get sucked once you leave the body. I am absolutely sure now because my Atma Pramana is confirmed by Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramanas. It's not that I've read all these books and then got into some trance and saw those visions. No, I got into those space and had the darshan and vision. When I came down, I confirmed my experience authenticity in Agama Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramanas. And some of the objects I brought from there are still physically there with me in physical reality. Understand? Understand? I just want to know from all my disciples, am I able to convey the principle I am conveying to a common man? Because I know I am talking too big stuff. I have read Vedanta Manana Chintamani in the young age. My gurus have introduced the book from the time I remember me, and they used to teach. Sometimes they will make me read and they will explain. Once this happened with Tinai Swamigal, a great sadhu, and my guru Kuppammal, she told, let's go and sit with Tinai Swamigal and get his blessings and listen from him some of the Vedanta truths. And she took me with her, and we both went and we asked Tinai Swamigal. Tinai Swamigal said, come on, you read Rubu Gita and Vedanta Manana Chintamani. I will explain. He's not the person who is talkative, very few words. So I started sitting and reading. Kupamal was sitting very devoted and attentive way. I was reading and then I was seeing this after 1 hour. He's an old man and his head fell and the mouth opened wide and the saliva started pouring. I thought he's sleeping. And I thought, what is this? Without explaining, he's just sleeping and I'm sitting and reading. I just nudged Kuppammal, my guru, that Mata Buddhanandapuri. I just nudged and showed he's sleeping. Did not tell he's sleeping. I just nudged and showed without stopping the reading. is such a sweet being. He was not only not sleeping, he was in that samadhi. He just did not respond anything. He just put his hand on my knees to show that, assure me that he is not sleeping. And I tell you, it was like electrical shock for me, and whatever I read became just reality in front of my eyes. Means he was sitting in samadhi and making all those words to get into my system and became experience in me. Listen, I do the same for all of you now. Step by step, I explain. Even though I have read all those books at that time, I have not read this description of cosmology in Suprapairagamam Jnanapadam. Anyhow, now after completely experiencing the cosmology and being in Kailasa for quite a long time, in that space, when I settled and start analyzing to cross-verify the authenticity of the experience, so I can share it with you all. Not that I have doubt. I did not have any doubt inside because I experienced too authentic and too strong. Stronger than any of this world, so-called reality. Understand? This world, whatever you believe, only is delusion. Like how the Indians still believe cinema is a real hard work, artist, real people with hard work and sincerity only. No, 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 no. Understand? There is lots of other things. I don't want to get into all that. Let us forget about it. Let's forget about all that. News itself is fake. How the history will be? What is introduced to you as a news or history, everything is fake. Leave it. Let me come to the real subject and let me talk to you about the reality. Listen. So when I experienced Kailasa cosmology, and I was searching Paramashiva himself showed, and when I landed on this book and read every line I could map. Wow, wow, wow. Then I know not only what I experienced is authentic. Now I have a reference book to share with you all. Shastra Pramana is fundamental requirement to share my Atma Pramana to all. See, my Atma Pramana, if I have 100 experience, whatever is authenticated by Shastras, that only is useful for the universally all beings. And things I might have learned from the Kailasa in cosmic space. But whatever is authenticated in the Shastra Pramana, 10 or 15, only that is supposed to be shared with all of you. That is universal, good for everyone. And that will only be like the level where the human logic can understand. Today, I really feel whether I am conveying what I am conveying in all proper way, the language in which, logic in which you all can understand. So I want all of you to come to the profile page, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and put a comment whether you are able to understand the satsang I am doing live now. you can put comments, even the Nithyananda TV live comments, you can put comments, whether you are able to understand, whether I am conveying what I am conveying, logic to the your level logic, to human level logic. Let me now repeat. See, after I experienced the space of Kailasa, when I read the Shastra Pramanas, and it was absolutely matching, because of that, I decided to share all the great truths with you all, and I also realized the Western concept of hell and heaven are different, and Eastern, the Vedagamic concept of Swarga and Naraka, Kailasa, all these different. See, all these spaces like Kailasa zone, Swarga zone, Naraka zone, all of them have a particular frequency, vibration, and particular kind of time zone. See, they have a particular frequency and particular time zone. While you are living in the body, to which frequency, to which policies, to which time zone you are more integrated. Your core is more integrated, excited, connected. You get sucked into that time zone, that space, that zone after you leave the body. So the quality of your life while you are living in the body and after leaving the body, listen, the quality of the space you are having while you are living in the body, that decides the quality of the space you are going to reach after you leave the body. It's actually, you just get sucked even while you are living, that energy stays in you. It is like a, whatever kind of energy you are carrying, if you carry the Shiva space, Shiva Dutas appear and say, come on, let's move to clash. If you are carrying that hellish space, and Naraka, Yamadutas, come, hey, and they drag. If you carry the space of Sarga, Devatas come and say, come on, let's go to our home. And they carry you. Understand the what kind of space you are carrying while you are alive decides where you will reach after you leave the body. This is one truth, one sacred secret. And second, if I introduce the Kailasa space to you all, Paramashiva to you all, give you even glimpse of it once or twice also, all your strategies, ideologies, everything gets aligned to Kailasa, because it is a most beautiful space to exist. I enroll people for Kailasa. I have come from there to introduce Kailasa to all of you and enroll you all for Kailasa. So, while you are living, you live in Kailasa. When you leave, you just merge into Kailasa. Listen carefully. My effort to create Kailasa ecosystem wherever you are. My sincere effort to create Kailasa ecosystem wherever you are is only to help you to live in Kailasa while you are in the body. That's it. And when you bring integrity to your strategies, like your policy, strategy, ideology about food should be evolved based on your integrity to Kailasa. See, you want to live in the space of Kailasa while you are in the body, and reach Kailasa once you leave the body. That is what is supposed to be the life's goal for you. So, with integrity to that, evolve food, what kind of food I should eat, when I should eat, how I should eat. I have even policy about how I should eat. I'll pick up the food in the spoon or in the hand. Through my eyes, I count the number of rice and then only I'll put it in the mouth. It means only the countable number of rice I'll put it in the mouth. Vegetable piece can be bigger or smaller, but I should be able to count through my eyes. Like only I pick up and put it in the mouth. That is one of the way of eating. It is from Thiruvalluvar Nayanars. Thiruvalluvar Nayanar has written not just Thirukkural, multiple books, at least 15 books. And in that it describes the methodology of eating. So listen, the policies, strategies, ideologies you evolve for eating based on your integrity to live in the space of Kailasa while you are in the body after you leave the body. I think now I am trying to put the whole thing together in the human logic. Same way, what should be your ideology, strategy, policy for sleep? What should be your ideology, strategy, policy for sex? What should be your ideology, strategy, policy towards that? Let us all, let you all open all your eyes and manifest power.
How much we have known about our Hinduism? Very less. The most ancient tradition that exists in the world, time tested. A lot of research has been done by our rishis, achieving the ultimate, the maximum potential a human, a so-called human, can achieve, realizing that we are divine himself. There's nothing in the universe except the divinity, Paramashiva himself. Such an extraordinary space our forefathers, rishis, had. And that is the space with which they lived, manifesting extraordinary powers. They were not living with lower level, basic human qualities. No, expressing extraordinary powers. Traveling wherever they want, just teleporting themselves, seeing, having remote vision, or making rain come as it means, moving the planets, whatever they were able to manifest from the space of love, compassion, oneness for the better of humanity. Such an extraordinary time to have been lived in. Wouldn't it be nice if we could teleport there or bring that word here? If we went, probably 1 or 2 would go. If we brought that word here, every single being on planet Earth could benefit. Lord Vishnu says, whenever Dharma, the righteousness, disappears in the world, he appears again and again to protect the righteousness, to protect Dharma. There is one of his avatars, the 10 incarnations that Lord Vishnu has taken as Varaha avatar, which is Varaha means a boar. Then a demon, Hiranyaksha, he does tapas, intense tapas towards Lord Brahma to make him immortal. And he gets the boon from Lord Brahma that neither human nor God nor another demon can destroy him. Of course, the boon was granted. But of course, they think, the demons think they are so intelligent, they have outwitted Brahma. They don't realize Paramashiva is much more intelligent than them. Paramashiva is an expression of being expressing himself, manifesting himself as Varaha, boar, and comes to destroy this demon. This demon, of course, he is creating havoc. He carries the earth and jumps into the ocean, trying to destroy the planet Earth. Of course, Varaha Avatar, incarnation, destroys the demon and protects and saves the planet Earth. Paramashiva manifesting himself in the form of vision, in the form of this avatar, destroyed that demon to protect the planet Earth at that time. Now Paramashiva, ultimate compassion. His vision is completely different. He's not interested in slaying any demons. Useless fellows, don't need to waste time with them. Paramashiva has much more important vision to carry out in this incarnation. Reviving this greatest, ancient, most sacred enlightenment civilization, that ecosystem, that needs to be protected, that needs to be revived, and that needs to be given to the world. That is what Swamiji Paramashiva himself manifesting as Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam is doing right now. This enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, the space of Kailasa, it is not a physical place, it is a space. The most important thing that needs to be done, the highest priority is that space needs to be created. For that purpose, not only him, Bhagavan in the form of Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, not only in that body he is manifesting, expressing as Paramashiva, he is radiating and sharing that space with every single one of us. For at least 10,000 beings to radiate Paramashiva, the being, the space of Paramashiva, so that this planet Earth can be healed, protected, revived, to live with the enlightened civilization around the world. Planet Earth is so precious. It is the only loka, the planet where enlightenment can be achieved. In no other planet, no other loka, no other plane, the possibility of enlightenment exists. It is only on planet Earth beings have that option, have that possibility. And that is why we have taken birth on planet Earth in the first place. But unfortunately, we got carried away with the attractions of the world, only leading to suffering. The greatest tradition that once existed got destroyed bit by bit. The greatest Holocaust that we have, worst Holocaust that we have gone through by the anti-Hindu elements, destroying, almost bringing us to a situation of drowning the planet Earth again. But Bhagavan Paramashiva has Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam just happened right in time to protect, to save the planet Earth, to revive the enlightenment ecosystem through Hinduism, through Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and just out of his tyaga and compassion for humanity, and not only humanity, for the entire beings that live on planet Earth, he's recreating, reviving this ancient tradition just for us. So it is not just reviving books, literature, temples. No, it is reviving the beings that live in that space of enlightenment, in the space of Paramashiva. Which is why, since his invent, Swamiji, through various ways, through spiritual healing, through classes, through meditation, through yoga, in various ways, he has been preparing us. Now, through Paramashivam level 2, he thinks it is time that the world is given this gift for at least 10,000 beings to radiate Paramashiva. Not that we are ready, not that we deserve it, but just because he is compassionate. Paramashivam level 2 is the greatest blessing the planet could have, especially at this time with what we are going through. Paramashivam level 2 is happening, the second batch going on. You still have one last day, one last opportunity to register and become a part of this, to realize that you are not an ordinary human being, but you are Paramashiva himself. So don't miss this opportunity. Register yourself at paramashivam.org/level2. Today I have sharing from Ryoko, who has done quite a bit of research on indigenous traditions. And here is what she has to share about Paramashivam. Let's watch.
Nithyananda, guys. So Paramashivam level 2 batch 1 just graduated today, and the 16 days went by so quickly. It's like gone. And the next batch 2 starts tomorrow. So I cordially invite you to participate. I'll put the link in the comments or in the header. But I wanted to share my experience. I like to study ancient cultures, indigenous cultures, and there are many who I come across in different ancient cultures or indigenous cultures that manifest powers. I'm being very fortunate to manifest powers even from young time. And I will say this, none of those cultures actually, from what I know and can observe, don't have the infrastructure or training or initiation or any of that to teach the world or to empower others with those powers. Only Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is doing that on a large scale, making it easily available online. And with the Paramashivam Level 2 program, you get initiated and trained in those powers that the ancients talk about, or you hear stories of, or whatnot. And I don't see or have found anyone else to the extent of level and dedication and purity that Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam does. And so that's why I choose Nithyananda and Nithyananda Sangha and choose to be Hindu, because of the level of contribution and raising the consciousness of humanity to where it was originally, because you have all these archaeologists and whatever being like, oh, we found a Hindu temple at the bottom of the ocean. Right? All of these other ancient cultures, some of them kind of exist, but they're not living. And Hinduism is a living ancient culture. And because it's a temple-based society, and temples are universities for Hindus, a place where real science gets translated into a simple lifestyle. Thus, for Hindus, we don't convert. We cordially invite, like I'm cordially inviting you to come and see what power manifestation as a lifestyle, as a Hindu is. And it's just 60 days goes by really, really quickly, especially with the level of power manifesting merry-go-rounds that we go on almost pretty much daily, and getting to know the Sangha, or the people who are coming together that love Swamiji. And because of the purity of his heart, the type of people who stay are pure of heart and very sincere. And so it's for those who are new to Nithyananda, I cordially invite you, because it's a very family-oriented ambiance of care and patience and education, because the Hindus believe education, food, and medical care are free because of the way that the society is structured. And so you won't regret. You will not regret attending Paramashivam level 2. I cordially invite you to join the next batch. It starts tomorrow. I'm here in Hawaii, so it's going to start at 2:30 a.m. for me for the whole U.S. zone. I do have the India Standard Time, which has been challenging, but it's still kind of like 24 or 12 hours, because I would start my day at 2:30 p.m. But now it's going to go on the flip side and start at 2:30 a.m., which is not a problem. Because what do we have anything better to do? We're in lockdown, right? And it's better to be practicing powers with my brothers and sisters of Kailasa than I don't really know too much of what other people are doing. But I can't say. I can't say. Maybe I should kind of look around, because I spent most of my time in Paramashivam level 2 and enjoying higher truths and manifesting powers with my brothers and sisters. And I'll also leave a link for videos of power manifestation that I do. So, and I look forward to doing more merry-go-round of power manifestations with my brothers and sisters of Kailasa. Blessings, Nithyanandam, aloha.
Different perspectives about Paramashivam from various participants. Here goes from Hawaii, so the time that she was saying was for her zone. Of course, the program Paramashivam level 2 is happening in both time zones, in US as well as Indian time zone, and it's fully packed gifts, wonderful, amazing, extraordinary gifts from Sri Kailasa. So, just wanted to share something. See, if there is a flood, and if you are living in the lower lying areas, what would we do? We just move to higher plane. That's exactly what Bhagavan is giving us the gift, an opportunity to raise high, to go beyond this human plane and live as extraordinary beings as Paramashiva himself. Do not miss this opportunity. The smartest decision that we can take at this point of time, at this time in life, is moving ourselves to the highest consciousness, to express the extraordinary powers and experiencing the being of Paramashiva through Paramashivam level 2. So the registration link is paramashivam.org/level 2. Thank you. Listen now with the givings of Paramashivam level 2 directly from Paramashiva. Nithyananda.
It is time now, all the beings should receive Paramashiva. No teaching, no technique, no meditation, no methodologies, direct super alchemy process. It will be million times more powerful than Paramashivam or any program I conducted till now. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva intensely from wherever you are. This will be the most life positive happening. Everything is going to be auspicious. Intangible but definitive experience and science of the cosmos is Paramashivam level 2. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion. Strong force of Kailasa landing on planet direct in space of Paramashiva will be transmitted to everyone. Whole program will be conducted absolutely based on the multi-dimensional logic. We introduce the logic and lifestyle way of existence of Kailasa. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Me Paramashiva will be there. You will all be manifesting Paramashiva. 10,000 of us can sit together and manifest the being of Paramashiva. Not only we will heal the coronavirus in the whole world, we will give super conscious breakthrough to the world. It is time now, all the beings should receive Paramashiva. No teaching, no technique, no meditation, no methodology, direct super alchemy process. It will be million times more powerful than Paramashivam or any program I conducted till now. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva intensely from wherever you are. This will be the most life positive happening. Everything is going to be auspicious. Intangible, definitive experience and science of the cosmos is Paramashivam level 2. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion. Strong force of Kailasa landing on planet Earth direct in intense space of Paramashiva will be transmitted to everyone. Whole program will be conducted absolutely based on a multi-dimensional logic. I Kailasa. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Me Paramashiva will there. You will all be manifesting Paramashiva. 10,000 of us and sit together and manifest.
Let's start the Paramashivam session. Let's sit straight, visualize Bhagavan's guide, and start the Satguru. Nithyanandam Parasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandaditam Gaganadaltam Tattvamasyadirsham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvai Sakibhaktam Bhavatitam Trignarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyananda, welcome to the Sri Kailasa Portal Manifesting Past session. Welcome everybody. Such a beautiful darshan, Diksha, and Arunachala and Bhagavan together is so what a blessing. And Diksha into the Gayatri Diksha, Mantra Diksha, Shiva Diksha, and such a powerful initiation into that one space of Paramashiva. Again and again, Bhagavan gives us that higher reality for us to experience, but we do not recognize that beautiful space because of the confusion and because of all the struggle that we are going through, living in the outer world continuously. He said how water cleans up the inner space in different levels. All Panchabhuta is cleaned by the water element. Again and again, how in our body, the body is made of 70% liquid, where it gets cleaned again and again with the water. Everything around us also starts flourishing with water, cleaning with water. Even the baby in the womb is the liquid water. Such a beautiful space that he says Pashupati Vrittam really invokes the higher consciousness, the inner space becoming more and more Paramashanta. The more we are in the space of Paramashanta, Bhagavan himself will start manifesting, and we can recognize that. Now we don't recognize it because of the delusion that constantly we are living in the outer world. More and more, the blissful awareness starts happening inside us due to the Kriya Pada doing the puja in the way the puja is described. The Yoga Pada in the Brahma Muhurta, the way yoga is described with all the Shastra Pramana, and the Kriya Pada listening to Bhagavan's words, which initiates us into the higher consciousness itself. And Jnana Pada, us experiencing the powerful cognition as our reality. Understanding these great things and making it real in our life is the way Bhagavan leads us to the living enlightenment space. Paramashanta Swarupa, Paramashiva himself residing in us. Again and again, we don't understand this only because of our conflicts, which constantly goes on in our inner space. When we are in Paramashanta Swarupa, we start listening to Bhagavan. How? When Shankaracharya Adi Shankara, when he called his disciple Padmapada, without having a second thought, he just ran across the river. In the river, lotus never get bloom, but the river makes the lotus flower for the disciple to put his feet on it and walk. And he just walked on the water because his guru called. He was in such a listening space to his guru and such oneness with the guru. All that he needed is just one word from the guru. And simply he lives in enlightened space. Same way the Tatmamasi becomes a reality when we are in the receiving space. It is Guru's initiation that we start experiencing the enlightenment. But first, preparing ourselves to receive Guru's words is what Swamiji is again and again detoxing our body and to the subtler and subtler space for us to understand the higher cognition, higher reality, how Bhagavan is living and what he is giving the civilization. From the outer world, nothing looks correct, real, or chaotic, but from the inner space, Bhagavan is doing the highest possibility for humanity to start living as an enlightened civilization. To raise all of us, is detoxing all of us with the sensual rhythm, and doing that, we become more and more subtle in listening, in receiving what Bhagavan is giving. With that space of receiving, let's go to Shastra Pramana today.
This Shastra Pramana is taken from the Vijnana Vairtanda, Sutta 113, Dharana 87. Sampradayamimam Devi Shunu Samyagvadamyaham Kaivalyam Jayate Sabyo Netrayo Sabdhamatrayo Sampradayamimam Devi Shunu Samyagvadamyaham Kaivalyam Jayate Sabyo Netayo Stabdamatrayo.
Vijnana Vairtanda, Sutta 113, Dharana 87. The translation goes, O Devi, listen to this sacred creation. I shall reveal it to you vividly, completely. Just keep your eyes completely wide open. Do not see or perceive anything. By simply keeping it fixed with a steady gaze on the reality within. Here, beautifully, he says the Kaivalya, the aloneness, how the restful awareness inside us keeps us in the oneness space. And to keep that happening, the coherence that needs to happen in our brain, to understand, to keep our thoughts and confusion and emotion all in the outer world as untouched, and raising ourselves in the space of oneness with Paramashiva inside us, the Paramashanta Swarupa, the darshan that he gave, and all the diksha that he is giving, opening the heart center and visualizing Bhagavan again and again in our heart, and understanding the outer world, the delusion is unreal, and unclutching from that perception. Do not see or perceive anything. The outer world is only the Maya, Bhagavan says. The more and more start contemplating on the higher truth, the inside us, the Hridaya, go on visualizing Bhagavan inside your heart, having all the darshans and diksha today, holding Bhagavan inside your heart and having the steady gaze on reality within. By the state of aloneness, Kaivalya, the oneness that expresses as extraordinary powers,
and experience will occur immediately. When you hold Bhagavan in your heart and simply unclutter your mind, and something beyond what you understand from the mind starts happening in you as a power manifestation. Again and again, Bhagavan gives us different possibility to understand the existential reality. In each of these sutras, it clearly defines that how the higher possibility is there for us. Now we'll go to the instruction. Today we're going to do the remote viewing of the sound. Listening to the sound far off. You can find a partner, you can write down some words, and without mic, make sure you speak those words, and the partner will reveal and listen and write down those words. Now let's sit down and your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Continuously hold Bhagavan in the third eye. Contemplate on the truth of Tara, the Leela Dhyan Bhagavan has given. How the restful awareness will start happening. With so much of chaos, so much of thoughts happening again and again, the only restful awareness happens when we start doing the puja intensely with the instruction that is given. Why we do the puja, why we do the yoga, is to get that restful awareness, to catch the glimpse of this restful awareness. That's why we start the day with yoga and then go to the puja to settle down our inner space, and then see Bhagavan's words inside us, and then the Jnanapada start living those words and experiencing the reality as manifesting power yourself. So contemplate on the day truth, how Bhagavan said, the rain literally cleanses everything. In our body, inside our body, outside our body, whatever is happening, it is continuously cleaning. How this Pandapatni Vritam is cleaning us, detoxing us completely for 28 days to receive Bhagavan, to live the higher reality. Again and again, contemplate on these truths. Hold the Shakti Pada with Bhagavan, the beautiful darshans that we got, and continuously chant the Mahavakya, the mantra Disha that just we received now. Again and again, chanting the mantra, the Mahavakya, the Jatagni starts connecting with the Shanta to the higher reality. Again and again, when we have the continuous connection with the higher reality and contemplation and Shakti Pada, simply the power manifestation happens as Shakti Pada. The beautiful space of oneness starts expressing through us. Bhagavan starts manifesting through us, and we start receiving the ultimate oneness and ultimate manifestation through us. So let's sit straight, visualize Bhagavan again and again in your third eye, contemplate on the great truth that He's giving us, and chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyananda